Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Mantra number 22 is going on. Vedaihi anekaihi ahameva vedyah Vedanta krid veda videva chaham Na punya pape mama nasti nashaha Na janma dehendriya buddhyastihi. So that Vedanta krid and Vedaihi anekaihi, this phrase of the mantra is wonderful. And should mute everyone. So these two opening lines of the mantra with a very little insignificant difference with the 15th sloka, 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Okay. What is the difference? Now there, Arjuna was the disciple or listener. Arjuna was the listener and Prabhakta or teacher was Arjuna. And there Bhagavan is telling Sarvasya chaham vidishan vishraha tasmati jnanamapo and all those things. Vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyaha Vedanta krid veda videva chaham. There Bhagavan is teaching. It was in the mouth of Lord Krishna, considered as the fullest incarnation, Purnavatar of the infinite. And it is according to Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata. But here in this Upanishad, it is an ordinary mortal born into ignorance who had, through study, Sravanam, reflection, Mananam, self-discipline, means sadhana chatushtaya sampanna, and meditation, nididhyasana, climbed over the peaks of the perfection that is declaring the very same stanza. Just try to understand. Here, 22nd mantra is the mantra of realization of the student of the Vedanta. And Vedanta sadhan is only Sravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasana. Here you no need to do everyday puja, japa, patha, this mantra have to chant 1,000 times in that direction. They are not condemned. उसका माना नहीं कर रहा है. आप जो साधना कर रहा है कीजिए, लेकिन उनके साथ वेदांत की संबंध नहीं, ज्ञान की संबंध नहीं. There is no connection with all those rituals and attaining knowledge. All the rituals, all the spiritual practices are for preparation. That is why sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari. First, I have to be a fit candidate. Suppose if I want to study uh, medical sciences, nowadays the system is different. If I am having uh, the 1 billion rupees, then I can enter into the medical college. It's not. Means in your time, you just think if anyone wants to be a doctor or medical student, he or she has to be a fit candidate, has to sit for the meditation and joint entrance examination, and then something, what about is needed. Then a fit candidate, suppose anyone wants to be a student of IIT. So there should be some entrance examination and you have to pass that examination. Then after passing, whenever you will get the registration, then only you are allowed to treat a person. Likewise, here also the spiritual qualification you have to acquire, you have to attend that spiritual qualification. Adhyatmic yogyata, that is sadhana chatushtaya. Viveka vairagya samadama uparama. Shraddha, samadhana, titiksha, then mumukshatva. You have to gain them in the fullest. Then you are fit candidate. Just go to the teacher, do sravanam, attentive listening with a clear understanding, then reflecting upon mananam, and then when you will gain the doubt-free knowledge through nididhyasana, through contemplation, you are the person of knowledge. This is the Vedantic procedure. So, here is the mantra of the student who is the person of realization. So, transformation is very needed inside. Neither the Upanishads here nor the author of Brahma Sutras were fool enough to make the same mantra fall from the mouth of a mortal in meditation and also play upon the lips of the divine flute bearer of Vrindavan. The significance should not be overlooked. That who is the declarer of this mantra? It is not the cowherd boy or Radha's beloved or the charioteer brother-in-law of Arjuna that was talking when he said, I am the theme, I am the author, I am the knower of the Vedas. Similarly, it was not a hunter who daily hunt something else, loot the pilgrims, and who wrote the Ramayana. But Valmiki alone could accomplish that poetic feat. A graduate of Kolkata or Calcutta University, Narendranath Datta could have never accomplished what Vivekananda did. The ineffectual prince Siddhartha is not Gautama Buddha, the prince of accomplishment, the prince of compassion. The student who came to the teacher is not the same one who is talking in this mantra. That individuality was long ago dead at the frontiers of the intellect, crossing which he has become, as he humbly declares now that I am the theme of Veda, I am the author of the Veda, I am the knower of the Veda. So that personality has to be died. Narendranath died, then Vivekananda was born. Siddhartha died, then only Gautama Buddha was born. So in between you, that old personality, old, that Swamiji, I am like that from childhood, you know, whatever you tell, you know whom I am talking to. I am like this. This is not a credit that I am the first last 60, 70 years, I am like this. You have come here to transform yourself through the support of the knowledge. Whole spiritual life is the journey from information to transformation. If there is no transformation, then what is the use of this life? There should be a transformation, inner transformation. External transformation is not our cup of tea. At the transcendental moments, distinctions dissolve. At the transcendental moments, distinctions dissolve. Time stops. Truth alone is knowing truth as truth, established in truth. It is pure and uncontaminated. It is immaculate and nothing can ever soil it. And the best example is deep sleep, when time stops. In deep sleep, you don't know whether you are in 1836 or 1886 or 1891 or 1990 or 2022. Time stops. So time is not independent. Time is also dependent. Whenever you wake up, there is a sense of individuality. I. Then your time starts. So time is nothing but the gap between two incidents. Vijayamma, any doubt? Time is the gap between two incidents. So here now, napunya pape, that I have no papa, I have no punya. For me, there is neither merit nor demerit. So punya or merit and demerit means papa are all footprints left over on the personality by the types of thoughts and actions it had entertained and committed. What is papa for you, that is punya for others. That is which is what is punya for you, that is papa for others. That is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. That is why here, when the hunter is a teacher, he is highly appreciated. Vyadha Gita, can you remember? He was a butcher and he was the teacher of the Vedanta also. That is the beauty. But in other religion, other belief system, there is a system. Ananta Papa. If you have done this, there is no way to resurrection or transformation. If you eat a single piece of condemned flesh, there is no way. Whole life after death also, you will be in the hell. Appa. And here in Sanatana Dharma, even a butcher, the most inferior profession holder according to others, can be a teacher of Vedanta. That is the beauty of Vedanta. These vasanas can condition only thoughts, which in their turn can enslave the individuality. But once the thoughts are transcended, vasanas get exploded, and what remains beyond the vasanas is the immaculate non-dual reality. Got the point? So interesting. We have to go beyond everything else. Swami Vivekananda says once, we have to go there where neither the Vedas nor the Quran nor the Bibles are there. Means we have to go beyond it. Means whenever they are expressing something, they are limited. Maybe it is Upanishad. Yad drishyam tad jadam. So realization cannot be depicted. The realization of Brahman cannot be depicted. It may be indicated. So that is the thing. Now, I suffer no destruction. See, who are in yoga, for them it is not. Who feel that I am suffering, for them. Like, our Guruji used to say that how bhoga, that course one, course means, eating. Seventh course food is there, na? Seventh course lunch, seventh course dinner, like that. So course one, course two, in between means course one, course 2, course 3 in between discourse. So that is, if anyone's life is like that, that this is, in any TV serial or cinema, there is commercial break. So if these discourses is the spiritual break, for them this mantra is not. Who are really suffering or feeling that for not his or her life, for others also. We not only suffer for our cause. And when you are parents, then suffering level is much more. Because your suffering mental agony is for your husband, your own children, and grandchildren. Leave about the whole world. That extra suffering is there now. So, for them who has come to the teacher, and after Sravanam of Vedanta, when he realized the truth, it is the declaration of the transformed student that I suffer no destruction. Since there is the law of conservation of matter, nothing in the world outside can ever be destroyed. From our 8th standard, we used to study it in our physical science book. This is applicable in the subtler realm of thoughts also. So thoughts entertained in the past may seemingly look as if ended, but they relive to condition the new sets of thoughts. May I repeat? Since there is the law of conservation of matter, nothing in the world outside can ever be destroyed. This is applicable in the subtler realm of thoughts also. Thoughts entertained in the past may seemingly look as if ended, but they relive to condition the new sets of thoughts. Clear? What goes in the name of destruction is not, therefore, for the existence of the thing, but only for its form, quality, name, and so on. These may change. And therefore, the name also may change. And with reference to the present conditions, we may say that the old condition is destroyed. Clear? Since the infinite self has none of these changeables in it, and it being the very existence in all things at all times, it suffers no change. The pot may break, but the very substance with which the pot is made can never die. The shapes of ornaments may die, but the substance of the ornament never dies. So we make different form. It was earlier necklace, now it is bangle. And I have no birth. Why? I means the person of the realization. Jnani ka कहना है, I have no birth. That which is born shall necessarily die. We can control birth. There are various means to control birth. I'm telling from the scientific point of view. Don't come into the karma that everyone borns out of karma and all those things. No, in a physical form, we can control birth, but we can't control death. We can stop birth, but it is not possible to stop death, which is born, that must die. This is the hardcore reality. Birth is only for a finite material object. The new birth is only the destruction of its previous state of former condition. In the language of Nyaya, when something is getting born, it means prag abhava. Something was there, means it is abhava of that. And when something dies, it is prag abhava. It's a pradvansha abhava. So in the language of logic, prag abhava, pradhyangsha abhava. So suppose a cup was there, it is broken. So now new condition is pradvamsa abhava. Means you can't say that there is no cup. There is the abhava of that form. Now that lump of clay was there. So when it born something else, it is prag abhava. Means it was the clay of lump of clay. Now it is cup. So this is the concept of prag abhava and pradvansha abhava. Now, since the self has no destruction, it can never be born. It was, it is, and it shall ever be. It is the very substratum upon which the delusory modifications such as birth, growth, decay, disease, and death are taking place. Jayate asti vardhate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyate. That shad vikara, that 6 modifications should be there. The substratum is never conditioned by the superimpositions. The serpent cannot give any poison to the rope. Not real serpent. The superimposed serpent on the rope. Can you imagine? Remember the story? Rajju Sarpa, the famous story of Rajju Sarpa, and we often give that. This is our famous example. Clay and clay pot. So we went out with our acharya, so some salesman approached cup to for selling. तो हमारा आचार्य told, भाई पूरा जिंदगी भर ये काप प्लेट ही बेच रहा हो और मत बेचो, because the clay and clay pot, clay and clay pot, clay and clay pot. So the thing is, the serpent cannot give any poison to the rope. The ghost cannot leave its footprints near the post, because we imagine the ghost in a semi-darkness condition instead of a post. Can you remember all those things? The mirage waters cannot wait the arid sands of the desert. The self is never born. Even at the birth of the body, self was there, is there, and will be there. It was already there to illumine that experience. Since it is never born, from its standpoint and observation, it has no experience of either the body or the mind or the intellect. From the standpoint of the awaker, he is no more conscious of the new children born to the last night dream wife. Once one Sardarji was working as a chief engineer in Dubai, and he was in the 50th floor. And someone told Sardarji, your only daughter died. He was so shocked. He then and there jumped from the 50th floor. And when he was falling, then suddenly he remembered, oh my God, I have no daughter. Then he remembered, I'm not yet married also. So this is the situation, that is the realization. Humor. So the thing is, from the standpoint of the waker, he is no more conscious of the new children born to the last night's dream wife. The term birth or janma is nothing but our identification with our own body, mind, and intellect. Such a false identification with the existent world of matter is not possible for the self. Because the awakened one cannot identify himself as the father of the children born in his yesterday's dream. Hari Om Tat Sat.